Hey there! Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with at least 1 or 2 people that you really like. Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey. Odyssey with Yendi is brought to you by Worthy Park Rum Cream. Whatever your style, classic, trendy, sophisticated, bold, one thing we all share is our desire to indulge. Velvety and perfectly balanced with just the right amount of spirit, Worthy Park Rum Cream is your perfect pleasure. So whatever your style, indulge in the new Worthy Park Rum Cream. Smooth Jamaican elegance. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly. This iconic Jamaican has graced many a stage. From Broadway to TV to film, it's safe to say her star shines very bright. She is Dr. the Honourable Sheryl Lee Ralph, OJ. Ms. Sheryl Lee Ralph.
That would be me.
Oh,
yes.
I feel like I should greet you in song though, but I don't think it would be appropriate because I wouldn't be on key is the problem.
It's all right. It's all right. Or, there's the whole majesty of the Honourable Dr. Sheryl Lee Ralph, Order of Jamaica. I love that so much. Yes.
What she said.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what? I wasn't even going to start there, but let's start there.
Yes.
Let's start with the Order of Jamaica. There are very few people who can, alive and well, walk around and say, my country has bestowed a magnificent honor on me. Can we talk about, first of all, when you even got the call that you were going to be receiving the Order of Jamaica and what that means to you?
First of all, I was literally moved to tears, very much like when I got the call that I had been nominated for my first Emmy.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh my God. And then it was as if the spirit of my mother was rising up, because my mother always said, my children are to go further than I did.
Yeah.
And my mother was OD, Order of Distinction. And so for me to become Order of Jamaica, it was just like a huge embrace, not just from Jamaica, but from my mother.
Can we talk about your mother? Let's talk about who she was, the creative that she was, the trailblazer that she was. Let's talk about her.
A rebellious spirit in many ways. My mom would love to tell me stories about how she would run barefoot in the hills of Chantilly, look up at the one plane that flew by in a week. Imagine one plane. And she would look up and she would say, wherever that is going, I'm going one day. And obviously she got there because here I am, But I think it didn't take just a plane. Right. It was a boat, a train, a plane to get to Harlem, New York.
Yeah.
And it was in Harlem Hospital that she met my dad. She said she heard his voice over the intercom and everybody was just saying, this man has the best voice. And my mom said, I'm going to meet that voice. She met the voice. She married the voice. And here come 4 children, me and 3 brothers behind me. So that spirit that could say as a child, I'm going there, and to actually get there. And she would also tell me another story about how when she was little, she would see men sweat. She said the teachers in school sweat, the judges in court sweat, The men in church sweat. She said, why them have to sweat, so? She said something had to change.
Right.
And when she opened her atelier, one of the things she went about doing was creating a piece of clothing for men, a sophisticated version of what we now call the bush jacket, a sophisticated suit that men now call a leisure suit. It was sophisticated about cotton. It was with cotton to begin with.
Right.
And then it was crocheted with the pieces together. So it had a creative thing to it because she was working with a blind organization and they crocheted and they knitted.
Oh, wow.
And she said, how can I put all sustainability before it was the thing?
Before the thing, exactly. Before it was trendy.
Exactly. How could she put all of these pieces together? When things were really hard, she used flour bags.
Wow.
Because she said, how can I continue to do what I do? So this Kareeba, Kareeba, my dad came up with the name, and it was off of a river in southern Africa called the Kareeba River, Kariba, right? So my dad and my mom worked together on this creation, and in the 70s, it found its home. It took flight. It found strength where my mom said, get rid of the tie, get rid of the shirt and the tie, get rid of the wool jacket.
Form our own identity.
Form our own identity.
Yeah.
Let us break free from colonialism. Let all of our men speak up and say, I may be a son of colonialism, but now I stand as my own man in my own form of dress.
We've seen the Kariba on Michael Manley.
Come on.
We've seen the Kariba on Castro.
Yes.
We've seen the Kariba. I mean, let's go further. The Kariba now sits in the Met Museum.
Yes.
Can we talk about the idea that this conversation could have happened in the 70s?
Yes.
Your father and her could have come together to name something.
Yes.
And here we are, decades later,
Yes.
it is sitting in a museum as a creation that is honored. Tell me about that.
I have to thank my daughter.
Yeah.
My daughter, Ivy, as well. Ivy Coco, stylist. She's been styling me very well for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
It started off as a whim. And then I realized, wait a minute, this girl has talent.
Yeah.
You know, it really takes talent to put it all together. And she's not a stylist in the regular sense. It's the hair. It's the makeup. It's the clothing. It's the shoes.
Yeah.
It's the jewelry. It is the attitude. When we hit that red carpet, what do we want people to see? And throughout awards season, what feeling do we want them to get when this season is over?
Yeah.
That's a different kind of storytelling when it comes to fashion. My daughter and my son run a nonprofit called Walk Good. You know, the Jamaican euphemism, walk good. You leave the house, your parents say, walk good. You know, come back, leave healthy, come back strong.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
So with Walk Good, it's all about my mother and my dad. And when you walk in, you see their picture up there, Walk Good, right? The third year, they put together their own little museum. All the little pieces that were special to them from Jamaica. From Jamaica around the world, because Jamaica...
To the world.
Thank you.
Hey, come now, man.
Thank you.
Hey.
And
Yeah.
they're bringing this to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
In it is a piece of the Kariba. She gets a call from the woman who is curating the show. Tell me about this piece. From there, it just shut off. And Coco was right there working with them to put all of this together. A young man called from the United Kingdom and said, I have one.
What?
He said, I have a Kariba. And my daughter said, I need it.
Of course.
Send it to me.
Right away. Express mail.
I'm telling you, they worked it out, and they have to do a special kind of work whenever they're putting something in a museum. And that was the piece that ended up in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I tell people all the time, I might not have been invited to the Met Gala, but it's all right, because my mother is living front and center in the museum.
Isn't that something?
It is just such an incredible feeling. And my mom has a way of always making herself known, always making her spirit come alive to me. I tell you, it was crazy. When my mother passed away, I was on island, and I left to go back to work. I was doing a series for CBS called Fam. And I got the phone call as I was literally stepping onto the plane. And it was, do I go forward or do I go back? Do I go forward or do I go back? And it was, if I could hear my mother say clearly, forward ever, backwards never. Go on and make the money, come back and bury me the way you know you should. Wow. That is my mother's spirit.
Yes. Yes.
So everything that's happening with this, it doesn't surprise me. I'm just like, all right, Ivy Ralph, Order of Distinction. Yes, distinguish yourself. Continually.
Continue. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Talk to me about, take me to a 5-year-old Sheryl. What was she like as the firstborn, the only girl? What was your personality like? By the way, I can see it right now. I can picture it, but you walk me through it.
One of my earliest memories, I'm 3 years old.
Okay.
3 years old, and I'm in Mandeville. And I meet my cousin. You know how you have like a third, fourth cousin? I meet my cousin.
You have too many of them.
Yes.
Here. Everybody have a cousin.
You have your cousins. And I meet my cousin, and I remember this clear as a bell. I have on a little yellow jumper dress, right? And I put my hands on my hips, and I look at him, and I say to my Uncle Ernest, Uncle Ernest, if he doesn't dance with me, I'm going to kill him. I remember that to this day.
Well, I have one question. Is he alive?
He's alive.
Okay, good.
Yes. My cousin Deena is alive. Yes. But that's my first
Vivid
real memory. It was, and it's a core memory.
Yeah, of
you
course.
know, I remember that. I remember, and Bev Manley always tells people she remembers I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
And I said that I was going to be a movie star.
Yeah.
And I'm fascinated by that, you know, because I always thought maybe I was going to be a teacher, you know, or I was going to live my mother's dream. I was going to be a doctor, be a lawyer. And if you can't do that, then marry one.
Right,
oh my God. You know, I think about all of those things, but I've always been a thinker.
Yeah.
I've always been a people person because I've always been an outlier.
Got you.
I've never been Miss Popularity. I was never the one that everybody was cheering for. Rah, rah. I was never the one that people were going to say, okay, just give her some. I was not that person. Yeah. I would get people's respect, but it wasn't because they liked me. It was just because, well, you got to respect it. You know, it was that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
But when I saw other people and I would see, oh my God, first of all, I was never the prettiest. I was never the pretty girl. I was never
really hard to believe, by the way. You are stunning.
Well, you know what? I think that is a testament to patience. Because suppose I had changed anything about myself. Suppose I'd gotten a nose job.
Yes.
Right?
Especially in the time when you were coming into the industry.
Come on.
Yeah.
Suppose I had done that. Suppose I had changed the shade of my skin. Suppose I had done anything to myself, I would never have grown up to be who I'm still growing to be.
That's right. Oh, a word.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And I do not know why God is letting me hang on to it for such a long time. I'm like, good God, I love you.
Listen,
Yes.
but let me tell you, you're not hanging by a thread. You're
But
hanging
thank
by
you.
a double grip because
And
you are.
it's who I am.
But I also think a big part of it is who you are,
Well, thank
meaning the spirit of the person. Because
Thank
one
you.
thing is for sure, you are very effervescent. You're very outgoing. You're very sure of who you are. When do you think the moment came where you were sure of, this is who I am. I am Sheryl. This is my path. This is my journey. And I'm not going to be shaken or stirred or shifted. When was that?
It's all in little pieces.
Yeah.
Because I have another memory. I'm 5 years old. It's Independence in Jamaica. And Iris Whitaker is my music teacher. Pauline Brahma is my dance teacher. And we are going to sing and dance for the princess. I thought it was the queen. She's coming to Jamaica and we're going to do our dance. I'm in Mandeville now. Yeah. And we're a long time girl, me never see you. Come make me hold your hand. Yes. And I'm so excited and happy in my bandana outfit. We get up on the stage. Wherever the queen princess is, she's way down there. And I must have been a speck in her eye. But it didn't matter because I was dressed and on stage and I was giving it my all. And I remember that clear. That's one part of it. I remember Ring Ding.
Yes, Miss Lou.
Miss Lou.
Yeah.
Used to have a TV show on Saturday. And you would have all these kids around and stuff. I'm like 12 or 13 now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm doing my little poetry or I'm talking to the kids and doing whatever. And Miss Lou is just standing there looking at me. And she's just like, clapper!
Exactly like that. Same cadence, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another little memory.
Yeah.
There's a man now called Franklin St. Just at JIS.
Yes.
And I'm now 15 or 16 and I'm going to college and I need a summer job. He hires me and I'm now working at JIS and I'm doing, in my mind, research and investigative reporting. These are all little memories coming together, right? So I'm in the States because there's always 1 foot in Jamaica, one foot in America, hence the Jamaican of it all, right? I coined that phrase. I don't care what anybody says. I know who used it first. Anyway, so having both feet there, I remember when I was in between all of those ages, one of the teachers was telling me about not aiming so high, you know, because, you know, what's possible for a little black girl and blah, blah, blah. And I remember clearly thinking, you need a passport. You need to travel because black people are doing amazing things. Go to Jamaica, they're black doctor, black dentist, black teacher. Even the head of the country is blackish. Yes.
She said ish.
Yeah, thank you.
Come to find out, maybe you coined that too. Hey, wait a minute now. Hold up, give her patent.
Thank you.
Hey.
You know, it's like, I think about that and I remember all of these things are building up the pieces that are becoming the woman, and I say it all the time, I'm still becoming because I was in a situation to be proud of me. Yeah. I was in a situation to be proud of what I could do. I know that girls could do great things, black girls could do great things, the #1 girl in class and all of that stuff. Oh my God. It was just like I was set up to love me. Right. Because being in America, they wanted to tell you how unworthy you were, you know? And they wanted to tell you what you could not do. And I was set up to realize that's a lie. Yeah. I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of and my people are capable of because I've seen it and I know it can happen. So my mother was always building up the confidence in me.
Yeah.
You know, you can't let them stupid children talk to you like that. They don't know anything. Look how far you have traveled. You think they've been beyond their school, beyond their backyard.
Mommy never told a lie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You say you can't hear ignorance, Sheryl. It's ignorant. They're ignorant.
That's right.
You have to forgive them for their ignorance.
Come on, man.
All of this is being put in my brain.
Yeah.
So I'm loving myself because they don't know better. Because if they knew better, they would love me too. If they knew better, I'd be their friend. But they don't know any better.
That's right.
So forgive them, God. Forgive them, Sheryl. Forgive them.
Yeah.
That's why when I got my Hollywood star, I had to thank my haters. I had to thank the people who told me no. I had to thank the bad-minded people. I had to thank them because if they didn't do all of that for me, I might not have tried so hard. I might have stopped.
Right.
I might have settled into mediocrity instead of striving for my own personal excellence. Yes. I walk good, I talk good, I live good, I am good.
And you look good.
I look good.
Hey,
thank you.
And you smell good.
Thank you. All of that is very important,
Of course.
You know, I meet young people, I say, listen, now, you have to brush your teeth. Brush your teeth twice a day. Yes.
Yeah.
You have to take care of yourself.
That's
when you
right.
come into the room, people should know somebody's in the room.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And all of that starts early.
Speaking about being in the room, let's talk about when you are now in the room.
Yes.
You are in the theater.
Yes.
You are in a space where this is now a platform that Sheryl could actually become the star that she said she would become when she was 6 years old. Walk me through going into the theater, becoming a theater kid, even realizing that you had the gift of song, because when did you know you could sing?
This is very interesting. My dad was always musical director of the stage, the plays that came into town. I remember when I was in Connecticut, they were doing the Helen Keller story.
Yes.
And my brother, there are two little black kids in the show, and my brother had the lines.
Right.
I didn't have the lines. Every night my brother would open his mouth to speak the lines. I would be looking at him thinking, that should be me. It should be me. But I'm going to tell you another story because it's all true. I get cast in a musical called Swing.
Okay.
And big time producer, director. Anyway, show goes through all of its changes as it would. They leave us. There are 4 black kids in the company and 6 white kids. They leave the 4 black kids. They literally leave us on the side of the road and with a note that said we no longer stylistically fit in the show.
Really?
Yes, and they head off to the Kennedy Center to open and close. It was a flop. Anyway, I get a call from my good friend Jeffrey Anderson Gunter from Jamaica.
Yes.
We've been friends a very long time. I'm crying the ugly cry. You know, the one where your nose is hard and you can't touch it.
And the lip goes so.
Yes, so all of that, yes.
Man.
That's the cry. Oof. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. They left us. Jeffrey says, Sheryl, stop the crying. Get on the boat, the plane, the train, the first thing, smoking to New York. Listen, they're firing the leading lady, and if you get here, you're going to get the job.
What?
The musical is called Reggae. Now, you have to listen to this. It's about rude boys in Jamaica, Rastaman and the Star of Jude, you know, the Star of David.
Yes.
And all of that around a Jamaican singer trying to find her roots back in Jamaica. Okay.
It's you.
They fired the girl. I walk in with my little suitcase.
Your grip.
Yes.
Come
in
now.
the back theater alley. And there is standing this big-time Broadway producer, Michael Butler. Big-time music producer, Michael Kamen, who was famous for working with Shirley Bassey. So I walk down there and I see people who have become friends of mine to this day, like Vanessa Bell Calloway, Kiki Shepard, Oba Babatunde, which became another story.
Yes.
But I walk there and Jeffrey says, "Drop the bag." Takes me by the hand to the stage door to meet Michael Butler. I'm ushered in to meet Michael Kamen. They asked me to sing a song.
What did you sing?
You say you're all alone, with visions all your own. The things you feel, nobody feels the same. And I sing this song. The man hires me on the spot.
No.
I'm hired on the spot.
When is the next show?
12 days later,
What?
I am opening on Broadway with the script in my hand.
Oh, my word.
And that's how it all starts for me on Broadway. Now, mind you, we opened the day of the transit strike. We closed the day of the garbage strike. So it was quite the mashup.
Yeah.
But on the last performance day, there's a man in the audience called Tom Iron. Tom Iron, very grand man, talking, beats his chest before he says anything, and he says, "The show was horrible. You were not."
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And he writes on a paper, "This is where you should be Monday morning at 10 o'clock.
Where was that? What did people say?
890 Broadway. 890 Broadway was a space built, taken over, a rehearsal space taken over by another famous Broadway producer, director, choreographer, Michael Bennett. Chorus line, Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett, well, we all come in and I'm walking behind Loretta Devine.
Oh, yes.
And this is a big deal because Loretta Devine is somebody. I walk in there and it is for Project Number 9.
No name. It just
Has
says Project
no
Number
name.
9.
But it's about a girl group.
Lord, I know that story. This is going to get nice.
And I sit there and I hear these women. They're not singing. It's a sang. This building is levitating off of the ground with the vocal abilities of these women.
Right.
Then I go in. They ask me to sing something from church. Okay. They don't realize I'm not an American Baptist.
Right.
I'm a little Episcopalian. I'm a little Anglican.
Yeah.
We sing very differently.
We take
in
out a
church.
hymnal.
Thank you.
Yes.
We follow every note.
That's right.
That's what we do in church.
Right.
I sing Ave Maria.
Rightly so.
Thank you. There is nothing but pitch silence when I finish. They're just staring. I leave the room and I sit for the rest of the blessed day. And I'm hot now because they come out and they say, if I call your name, today is your day. If I don't, it's not. Oh, show business can be so rough.
Listen, can we get it?
Okay?
Okay.
It's not your day. They say Loretta Devine. Duh.
Right.
Ramona Brooks. She recently died. Oh, another
her.
sad story. Ramona Brooks. Now I'm packing my things and I'm getting ready to go with attitude because I've wasted my doggone day. And Sheryl Lee Ralph.
Yeah, you dropped the bag.
Again, I dropped the. I'm looking around as if I need to apologize to somebody because obviously there's a mistake has been made. Everybody leaves the room. And of course, there's some people that turn around and look at you like,
We know audition spaces.
okay. And I'm just, I don't know what to say. But it's interesting. I'm in a yellow dress. It's my thing, the yellow. And then I say, why me? And the man says, well, I have the one that sings like this. I have the one that sings like this. And then there's you, who sings like this. Just the way I wrote it. Which said to me, you can often think you want to be who somebody else is. You want to have what somebody else has. You want their life. Yes. When if you just sit back and let God or Goddess do their thing, just be comfortable in who you are.
And be the best you.
You be the best you.
That's right.
Be what God has assigned you.
That's right.
To be.
Yeah. Well, you know, in that assignment, you said, well, let me just be Deena then.
Deena. The iconic role, Deena Jones in Dreamgirls, came out of Project Number 9.
Wow.
And it has been glorious. I knew that Dreamgirl was going to be a major hit, just like I knew Abbott Elementary was going to be a major hit.
How can you tell? How do you know? I mean, I know you're intuitive.
Very, but it's also how everything feels.
Right.
You know, even with all of the backstage drama that we had with Dreamgirls, there was still a magic that was undeniable.
Yeah.
You know, there were moments in that show where people were like, oh. There were moments when people stood up, applauded, and cheered in a way we haven't heard really since.
Right.
When Jennifer Holliday sang "And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going," oh my God, that moved mountains.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah. With
Abbott Elementary, with what we heard from educators about not being the butt of the joke, about raising up and honoring what they do as teachers.
Right.
It was undeniable. The way people, when we were shooting the pilot, there were moments we had to laugh. Because Quinta Brunson, the young creator of the show, wrote something that was that on point, that good. You could just feel it.
Yeah. Let's talk about the fact that, you know, obviously you started in the theater, but your career has spanned a wide cross-section now of the entertainment space. You've gone into TV, you've done film, you've done music, you have an album or some. You know, who knows what else is coming.
I'm telling you.
But let's talk about transitioning from the theater to film and to TV.
It's really about training.
Yeah.
When I was in college, I was very fortunate. Once again, you know, I talk about having one leg here and one leg there.
Yes.
Always straddling the line that people try to tell you, don't cross it. I could have gone to a university that was solely for theater. But had I gone to the university or the school that was solely for theater, they might have trained me in one way.
That's right.
They might have trained me in their classics. But I was accepted by another theater company called the Negro Ensemble Company. And the Negro Ensemble Company it had its stamp on Black talent.
Right.
And talent of color. But Black, right? And there were new works of theater being written and developed. So as much as I was at Rutgers in the classics, I had this study with Negro Ensemble Company twice a week where I was getting a balance of how to fully express myself as an artist.
Yes.
And what would be the first play that I get to understudy, which gives me my Actors Equity Card, which is a theater actors union card. It is called Eden. And Eden is about a young Jamaican American girl whose Jamaican father and mother are very strict on her, but she falls in love with an American. So right from the start, my roots are grabbing hold of me, and I'm getting to do all of these things.
Yes.
So I'm on stage doing Dreamgirls. It gets to a point where I can't remember anything. And I think when an artist gets to that point, you know, it's like when you're painting and you can't find the colors, you can't figure out the hue. It's time to take a break.
Yes. You step away for a bit. Yeah.
Step away for a minute, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember anything and I needed a break. So I took a break and I went to California, and there was a very talented casting director named Tim Flack, rest his soul. And Tim was like, if you get here and you read for this, you're going to get it. I got there, I read for it, and I got it. I never went back to Dreamgirls.
Right.
They packed up my dressing room, and that was it. I was now doing TV. So I came into TV, but it was great for me because I had directors that were able to say to me, this is a different medium. When you're so big on stage, you've got to bring it down to this.
It's very
screen.
different.
It's a
very
completely different
different
way of
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah.
So I was, once again, very fortunate. But before that, my first film, before Dreamgirls, my first film, fresh out of college, I'm going not to the stage, I'm going to the cinema, going to screen. Who's my director?
Who?
Sidney Poitier.
What?
The great Sidney Poitier.
On your first project?
My very first film.
Wow.
And at the time, I was living in the apartments next to Terra Nova.
Yes, yes.
They were brand new at the time. And I remember getting the call. Sidney Poitier is on the phone. Sidney Poitier is calling me to tell me, pack your bag, because we're flying you to Hollywood to make this movie. Movie was called A Piece of the Action. And I had an incredible mentor in Mr. Poitier. So I'm making a movie. Then I'm now on the Broadway stage. Now I'm going to go do TV. So I'm learning all of these things. That's what happened for me.
Yeah.
And if you notice, there's always Jamaica right there.
Listen now. It's always in the mix somewhere.
Always in
I'm
the
going
mix.
to ask you what could be a controversial question, but
What's
you have
that?
to answer.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
Yes.
And you have to pick one.
Good.
Okay.
Because I know what you're going to ask me.
What do you think I'm going to ask?
You're going to ask me which one do I like best.
Maybe, but maybe not.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, cool. Which one do you like best?
I really, really, absolutely love the stage.
Yeah.
Why? When you are on stage, it is your responsibility to know your lines.
Yes.
Because your lines set up the next person for their cue.
That's right.
To deliver their line. It is your responsibility to show up on time to do the job. Because lo and behold, shame on you if your understudy goes on and is better than you. How many people have lost their
You're not
job?
going back out there.
Thank you.
Hello. Yeah.
You know, it is up to you to show up, know the job, and deliver the job. It is up to you, no matter how small the audience is to give your performance like it's the theater is full, because it's that audience first time seeing the show, and they deserve a great show.
I'm going to add something to it, though.
Come on.
And I know you're going to agree with me.
What's that?
It's the same reason why I love live TV
Yes.
compared to recorded TV.
Yes.
You know why?
Why?
Because we just got to go. You do it one time, you get it done, you're done. But when
That's
you're
it.
shooting now,
They can edit your
listen,
performance.
and then you have to stop and start and stop and start.
Yes.
And 2 hours later, stop and start. And 3 hours later. And I'm just like, come on.
But
Tell
it's
me.
the performance for me. When you are doing live performance, that's your art.
Yes. Yes.
When you are doing film, it is amazing how a scene can be changed. A performance can be changed by an editor.
Yes.
Now your art is in their hands.
Yes.
I was in a film called To Sleep with Anger. Great director, Charles Burnett. And I was doing this movie, and I had what I figured in my mind was the scene. And it's an independent movie, and with independent movies, you're short on time, you're short on money, short on everything. The producer is going to tell me, the producer now, not the director, producer is going to tell me, and Danny Glover is one of the executive producers, and they tell me they don't have time to shoot the scene. I don't know what happened, but I gathered all my things up. They couldn't get a car for me because we were on a different location, right? So they would drive you to the location.
Yes.
Packed up all of my things. I left the set and I started walking, and I got all the way to my dressing room. And I took off my clothes, not in anger, but I guess I was defeated. And I was opening the door to leave, and Danny opened the door right on Danny. He said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm leaving." He said, "You can't leave. We're not finished." I said, "But I'm finished. If I don't get this scene, then I don't get my shot. Then I don't get it. And it's this scene." He says, "We're going to shoot your scene. We will shoot your scene." I believe him. I go back up there. Now they're telling me, "We're going to shoot your scene, but you have to do it without any lines."
But that's not always in the script. Hold up now.
Right. So I'm on the verge of tears because I'm trying to figure this all out as an actress. And Charles Burnett tells me, "Just remember the intent of the scene." And he said, "We only have one shot." Now I'm really devastated and my feelings are hurt. And you see how that camera is going left to right?
Yes.
Right there? They put the camera over there and they say, "Now go." They put me behind the actors and I have this bowl of food and I'm so upset, and the camera follows me and I start crying and I start dumping the food onto the plates. And at the end, I miss Richard Brooks' plate and it ends up all over him. And he looks up and I exit the scene. And I got nominated for the Independent Spirit Award, Best Supporting Actress. And what is the scene that they play? The one scene with no lines with me at my devastation. So you never know what God and Goddess have got up there for you. That's how that started. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah. And guess what the movie was about? Obia.
Hey, Jamaica, follow you, know?
I'm telling you.
Oh my word. Speaking of nominations and opening the world of nominations.
Yes.
Let me just say, unequivocally, that one of the best speeches I've ever consumed was a speech you gave when you won your Emmy. I think it moved everyone who saw it. I think it inspired everyone who heard it. And I think it's a moment in time that all of us who are supporters of yours, or even those who are just coming to know you somehow for the first, will never forget. Walk me through when you're sitting in your chair and they announce the nominees and you hear your name.
I literally was stunned because I was there to enjoy this moment.
Yeah.
It was the first time I'd been invited to the Emmys. And there I am, and I'm with this amazing cast. And I remember before it, when name the names, I'm looking at all these people that I'm with, and
Yay.
you know, and I'm feeling so happy for all of us.
Yeah.
But I know it's not going to be my name, right? I know it's not going to be. Wow, isn't that interesting? I knew it wasn't going to be me for Dreamgirls. Wow, how about that?
And then you got put in your place.
Exactly. And then they said Sheryl Lee Ralph. I was like, oh my God. I hear this explosion of sound, but then it's like, what breaks through for me, I can hear what sounds like my children, but then I hear Quinta screaming, Sheryl, get up! It's you! And I hear Etienne and Coco because they're right above, right above there. And they're like, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy! And I'm like, oh my God, it's me. It's me. It's me. And Tyler comes across and Tyler takes my hand. And Tyler walks me up there and I am so shaken. I haven't prepared anything because I'm there to have a good time.
Wait, the speech you gave was not prepared?
No.
You better stop that. Let me just dry my eye water right here now. Look here, eye water, I'm not kidding when I say that moment is just, it was a very special moment. But I never knew you never write a speech.
No, I did not. So I get up there.
Wow.
And I'm so nervous. I have to settle myself. Mm-hmm. And I sing. I sing Endangered Species because that song speaks volumes for me. I am an endangered species, but I sing no victim song. I'm a woman, I am an artist, and I know where my voice belongs. And when the place erupts in that thunderous applause, I'm like, okay, God, keep me still, because something is happening here, God. Something is happening. Be still my beating heart. Don't jump out of my chest. And I just said all of the things I wanted to say over the years. That if I can make it, you can make it. I have been up the rough side of the mountain. But it's all right, because I am here. And don't you ever give up on yourself. Because if I'd given up on myself, I wouldn't be here. But here I am, Medea.
Let me tell you something. That speech, I think that speech may have been one of the biggest viral moments of your career, to be absolutely honest with you. But I feel like it inspired so many people because it's not just theater we're talking about now. It's not just film. It's not just television. This is applicable to anyone who can hear the words, to anyone who can experience what it is that you're sharing. If you don't sit up in your bed or on your settee in that moment and say, yes, I'm telling you, Miss Ralph, that speech did something to me.
Thank you.
It was a moment in time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And all I was doing was speaking from my heart.
Yeah.
Doing what I had been doing for years.
Yeah.
And it landed the way God intended it to land. That part. And I've seen it translated in languages that I don't know what that is. I've heard it spoken so in languages where I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Are them saying it right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Really crazy.
Speaking of a moment in time.
Yes.
Do you have a star? Didn't think so. Do you have a star? No. I don't have a star. But you have your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes.
I remember in 2007, I was finishing up my internship in LA after my master's program.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to SUNY school. I went to State University of New York.
Yes.
Yeah, upstate, another cool.
Where?
Brockport.
Okay.
My grades were great because I was frozen.
You had to stay inside.
Listen.
That's it.
I was in my book.
Yeah.
Come now.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember interning in LA and heading to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I remember walking along the Hollywood Walk of Fame and you're trying to figure out who you know. You know, how many people do you recognize? How many people do you know? And I feel like most people who experience LA and they're in the world of entertainment, that's an experience that they have, right?
That's right.
And now it is that my children, their children, your children, and their children, when they come, will now be able to walk that path and see this Jamaican girl, this girl who was precocious enough to speak over her life and say, I'm going to be a star. Receive her star.
Yeah.
Talk me through that.
That's interesting because so many people kept saying, why doesn't she have a star? Why doesn't she have a star? And I was just like, okay. Then one day, Tyler Williams said to me, you're going to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I'm going to be right there when it happens. So when I get the call that I'm in the 2024 class, first of all, it's expensive. Somebody has to pay, it's $100,000, $100,000 US for that honor.
Wow.
So it's got to be paid for. And I'm like, who in the world
is paying for
this?
Well, who was it? No, it's okay. You can tell me off camera.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Anyway, it was Disney. It was Disney. So between Disney and Warner Brothers. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. It didn't happen in 2024 because there was a strike. There was so many things going on in 2024. Then it was supposed to happen in January of 2025. The fires.
Right.
So it couldn't happen then.
Of course.
And my day was like a week or 2 weeks after the fires. And I was like, please, can we reschedule this? Because I don't want to be perceived as a fame grabber.
And it feels tone deaf, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I said, that's not going to be me.
That's right.
So they said, okay, fine, we'll let you know. Then they chose April 16th. And I was like, wow. But the week before my star, I'm involved in a car accident. And it's a crazy accident because anytime I tell people about this accident, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And it's simple. Let's just say you're on a plateau, right? You're just on a flat surface. You know, on a plateau, there's nothing in front of you. Yeah. Nothing. So the driver looks to the left. He looks to the right. Which direction you think he went?
Could only be left or right.
The man went straight. And the car just went nose down off of the dock because we were on a loading dock. And all I could hear was the scraping and the scratching of the metal off of the dock. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die today. I'm dying today. Oh God, am I dying today? I'm dying today. No, I can't die today. I have a Hollywood Walk of Fame star ceremony next week. That's me.
I'm sorry.
That's me.
Can you imagine? And think you're going there and you're like, no, my star.
I felt bad though because the first thing I didn't even say
my children. I know where you're going with it.
I did not say my children, my husband. No.
It's okay. We don't have to tell them.
I'm like the Hollywood star.
You wanted this your whole life. Come on, man. It means a lot.
It does because it's like you dream about this thing when you're little and you want to be a star and you see them walking out there. And, you know, it's a big thing. After my star ceremony, the people who do it, that's all they do.
Right, okay.
The Chamber of Commerce, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. They said, Sheryl Lee Ralph, this is all we do. And it has been a very long time since we have seen a star ceremony like this. They had to get a last-minute permit from the fire department and the police department because there were so many people.
Let me find out you showed up with your whole, listen now, everybody and anybody.
It was
everybody.
madness.
But you know why? You know why. Do I need to tell you why? I mean, I could affirm you if you need me to. Tell me.
My mother said so.
That's right.
Thank you.
Come
My
on,
mother
man.
whispered in God's ear, that's my daughter, you know, this Sheryl Lee Ralph. Make it a big thing, God. Yes.
But also, on the back of what we were just talking about, even what has happened since Abbott Elementary, what has happened in your career, the words you speak about encouraging people to keep going and keep pushing and forget age, forget race, forget
That's
limitations. That's
That's
permeates in a massive way. So when people see you winning, I promise you, we feel like we're winning too. So we're going to show up and support you.
And in my speech, I wanted people to hear me when I said, if this could happen to me, it could happen to you. And this star, I said, this is everybody's star. Because this star, okay, for me, it represents show business. For somebody else, it could represent they got the job they wanted.
That's right.
For somebody, the star represents their children are healthy and happy.
Yeah.
The star could represent, okay, maybe they got divorced, but they remarried and they're happy. You know, the star represents whatever you think success is. That is what the 2,808th star granted to me means.
That part.
That's it.
That part.
Forever and ever, as long as that might be. Yeah.
There's something I love so much about, so I often say I'm an undercover nerd, but I find I can't say undercover anymore. I think I've just exposed myself now, right? I'm an avid reader. I love a good read. I'm also not the person who reads digitally. I want to feel the book. I want to smell the book. I love when things are in black and white.
Don't you hate it now that magazines are disappearing?
I do not like it. I love,
oh my
love,
gosh.
I love a good magazine.
I love the magazines, the paper, when you could look at it and put your dreams on that nice shiny paper.
Love it.
You know, or hold on to them because the cover is so fabulous.
Love it.
It's going away.
It's going. However, you have decided that you're going to add to your legacy and you're going to add to how people can engage and interact with you, and you're going to put it in black and white.
That's right.
Officially, an author.
Yes.
Hello there, author.
I love it.
Oh, should we add additional letters behind your name for that? Come on, man. Diva.
Thank you.
Is out. I can't wait to read her.
Thank you.
I actually can't wait. I was going through the book before. Tell me why you decided to write this and why this is what I know will be a brilliant read from what I just saw.
Thank you. The first book was called Redefining Diva.
Yes.
With Simon & Schuster. The second book came about during COVID. I did an audio book. I was fortunate enough as a writer to be able to own my audio rights. So that meant that I could record the book and have an audio book. But what I did was I recorded the book and then I was sharing it on the internet and people were reading and all of that. And it was so great to hear how it was resonating with people during COVID. So we printed the audio version of the book and we slimmed it down. I updated it. I made corrections because there's always something that's wrong. Made corrections and we came up with Diva 2.0, life lessons from me to you, 12 life lessons.
And this is not diva in the way we know diva to be.
No.
You've recoined diva.
Yes, absolutely.
Walk me through this now acronym.
Diva for me is an acronym. I didn't want her to be, you know, people always say a diva is a hustler, or a diva has a bad attitude, or a diva doesn't really deserve what she gets because she's not qualified. And I said, that's never been my kind of a diva.
Listen now.
So my diva is divinely inspired, victoriously alive, aware, awesome, audacious. And on Sundays, we are anointed. So that is
Love
diva
that.
for me.
Love that. Love that.
Thank you.
And it's so beautifully done in that each chapter speaks to another thing that you can apply to your life in the real sense.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Know your bottom line. How low will you go? And what is the bottom?
Right.
Know that.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Because the better you're able to love yourself, the better you can do it for everybody else. You ever notice that some people, they look a certain way? Because they wear their pain.
That's right.
They can't get rid of it. They can't forgive. They can't release. They can't let go. So they wear it.
Yeah.
You know, the number one thing that unhappy people are very good at doing?
Tell me.
Making sure that everybody around them is
Unhappy
damn
too.
well unhappy too.
Honest to goodness. Them say misery love company. Well, honey, me have no company to give the misery.
I have no company, for misery.
Yeah.
All of that stuff, that's real.
Yeah.
Apply it to your life.
Yeah.
Come to your mirror, look in the mirror, and love what you see. Respect what you see. Encourage what you see. Embrace what you see. The better you can do that for yourself, the better you can do that for everybody else.
A word.
Yeah.
A word. You know who you do that very well for?
Who?
Your children.
I love them.
I know.
You know that word children's is literally a word that I put in the musical Thoroughly Modern Millie. And the woman comes up from down south and she said, my children's. And everybody was like, what are children's?
My children.
Thank you.
Come on now.
My children, my children's.
Children.
But go ahead, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Thank you.
Your children aren't babies, but you say your children.
Yes.
Etienne and Coco, you
Yes.
spoke about them briefly previously. Being a mom.
Yes.
How much is being a mom something that has shaped you and molded you?
Let me tell you something.
You tell me.
Just like I always knew I was going to make it, I knew I was going to be somebody's mother.
That's right.
I knew it. And when I see my children living and breathing, walking and talking now, it's like I knew it.
Yeah.
They're just what I imagined. There they are. And I'm so happy because when I look at them, I say, first of all, raising children, that is not some easy something.
You said no.
That is really difficult because, you know, like when they're little, oh my God, you love them, they love you, you encourage them, you talk to them, they talk to you, they learn, and it's so wonderful. About 9, 10, they start trying to become independent.
That's right.
And they don't really have so much time for you, kind of, but not really, kind of, but Then 13 happens, 14.
Listen to me. That's where I'm now.
Oh my God.
So pray for me.
It happens, you know, then they're not so cute. The skin is kind of bumpy. Their teeth are all over the place in their mouth. If it's a boy, they start to smell bad. And you're like, oh my God.
Every cameraman just look up.
It's the truth. And then all of their hormones are just jumping all over the place and you're trying to keep up with all of that. Then 16, 17 happens.
Tell me what am I to expect?
Somehow, the child that you loved so much, they are snatched away and taken somewhere where they take aliens because they're now gone. And you're like, who is this alien living in my house? Who is this person that is driving me absolutely crazy? And then because they've been paying attention to you, they start answering you with your own words. My son, oh my God, that boy was giving me hell. And one day I said, if you don't cut it out, you're gonna find yourself in boarding school. I'm sending you right back to Jamaica to live with your grandmother.
Monroe.
Okay.
Hey.
You're going back. My son leaned back, looked at me and said, Mommy, cut it out. You know you're not sending me away. I was so mad.
So what you do? What you do?
I had to turn away. I had to turn away and look the other way, and I had to say, God, I don't appreciate this. I don't appreciate this at all, God. Come on now. Let's fix this. Give me the words. So I exhaled, and I turned around, and I looked at him, and I said, Etienne, life is about choices, and you better start making some better choices. Because if I don't send you away, somebody else might send you away, and it won't be where you want to go. So let's get it together. So, ooh. But then amazing thing happens around 21, 22. They come to you and they say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Or they write in your brand new cement driveway, Mama, you are appreciated.
And you still look at it now.
And
you say, well, at least it worked out.
Hey, at least it worked out.
I mean, I'd like a smooth driveway.
I would love a smooth driveway, but oh my God.
I'll take it.
And I'll keep it.
Yeah.
Because now everybody who walks by the driveway, it's right there in stone, just like my star.
That's right.
Thank you.
On that note.
Yeah. So I was born to be somebody's mother. Now I'm praying God, in God's time, makes me a grandmother. Yeah.
Do you have the name that you want your grandkids to call you?
Okay, I've been through many things. Okay, on Abbott Elementary, we did this whole episode where Barbara Howard is very unsure about, the whole grandmother thing, right? She thinks it's going to take away her life and everything. I know it's just going to add to my life.
Yeah.
And I thought I wanted to be called Glamour.
Yes, because you're glamorous.
Right.
Glamorous grandma. Okay, I'm with you.
I thought I wanted to be Glamour.
And then?
And then I thought I wanted to be Glam Mom.
Okay.
Right?
I see that too. Okay.
So I'm still with the glamorous thing.
Yes.
My grandmother, no, my mother was called Grandee.
Grandee, yes.
I liked Grandee. And then I said, okay, Grandee.
Like a grand grandma.
Exactly, yeah. Grandee.
Yes.
My grandmother was called Nana. And we called her Nana. I didn't want to be called Nana.
Okay.
I went to Ghana.
Yes.
You know what Nana is? Queen.
Yes.
Royalty.
That's right.
Head of family.
And you said, give me the Nana.
I said, give me the Nana.
A serving of two.
Thank you.
So
that's it. I am going to be Nana.
Nice.
Yes.
But you know what I also know? I'm reliably informed that you make a mean cocktail.
Oh God, yes. I love cocktails. I really do. And we're a rum house, but gin has basically been introduced, but it's a purple gin out of Canada.
Oh, is this the butterfly peach?
The gin is named, do you know the name?
I don't.
Empress.
Oh, fitting.
Thank you.
Come on, Nana.
Hey! I love it. So Empress with limeade or lemonade and a lot of ice. Oh my God.
So I'm just, word to the wise. I live 2 minutes away, remember? Okay,
yes.
Great. But I'm actually going to give you a little something.
Come on. It has to be something with rum because my husband is coming. And you know what my husband loves? Rum cream. Oh my God. He loves rum cream.
Well, I tell you what.
What?
Now, this is how you know. And this now, no birdie.
Yes.
No reliable information. This is just what you call downright synchronicity. Because here you go. Here is some Worthy Park rum cream.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. I saw the ribbon and I was wondering, what is that? What is that?
Is that for me?
What? Exactly.
And some rum.
Wow.
And rum cream.
Oh my God. With a nice fat straw. He's going to be very happy because, with the rum cream, right? You put a lot of ice in there. Of course, you put a lot of rum cream on it. And if you really like your rum, you top it off with some rum. And you just sip on that.
But you know what else?
Oh, wow, a nice cup, too.
Oh, she said, maybe just open the basket.
Yes.
But you know what else, too?
What?
Tell him that I said, I know he likes ice cream.
Yes.
A little rum cream over the ice cream.
No. You know what? I'm trying to keep my husband on the slim side because I can't deal with all the extra. Try to keep him nice and slim. So no. But when I take, thank you. When I take my husband down to the Devon house, he becomes.
How much bucket?
He it's like he's 10 years old.
But aren't we all like that? Tell me, no, honestly, the nostalgia, aren't we all like that?
It's so good.
Yeah.
And coming from the airport, he does a very bad thing.
Oh, what does he do?
He'll give up food for the ice cream.
I mean, is that bad? We all don't do that? Oh, just kidding.
Girl!
Sorry, is that judgment on your face?
Yes.
What? I'm going to ask you this.
Yes.
If there's a word that you can give to someone who's watching today to say, you know what, if I learned one thing from Ms. Sheryl Lee Ralph, this is what I learned, what would it be?
If I learned one thing from Miss Sheryl Lee Ralph, that would be me. I learned that I am worthy. I am everything I need to succeed. In fact, I will succeed. And I will know what that looks like for me. And not because anybody said I had to do this or I had to do that in order to succeed. I will know my own success because I am worthy.
And when this thing is all said and done,
what?
This journey that we are on.
Oh, life.
Life.
Yes.
When it's all said and done.
You know, life must end. None of us are going to get out of it alive.
It's only inevitable.
Right. It's inevitable.
So
there's some things that people must know about that. One, embrace it.
Yes.
Embrace it. Because in that car accident, I thought it was over. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
Didn't want to die, but I thought it was over. You have to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
You have to prepare your children.
Yes.
Do not die and leave the burden of your life and your debt on your children.
A word.
Try your best to clear it up for your children.
Yes.
Have a will.
Yes.
Write it all down. Do not put it off. Because had I died that week before my star, my trust was ready.
That's right.
I went through everything. I need to update it now, but don't do that to your children. I've started getting rid of things in my life because when my life is over, my memories are not my children's memories. The only memories they're going to want are the ones they shared with me. All of that other stuff, you have got to let it go. And it may be hard, but you have to let it go. Stop acting like you think you're going to live forever. And if you want to live forever, start doing some videos for those in your family who are going to come behind you. Start writing things down that you have learned so that they can learn from it. Create your legacy. Live your life and create your legacy, but help your children. Yeah.
You're fantastic.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm glad we got to do this.
I'm so glad.
Because when I come to Jamaica, I don't want to do anything.
Well, girl, so after this, you're not going to tell me no, because we're friends. Deal.
And that's another thing. You have to have young friends. You have to have young friends.
Oh, I'm so glad you think I'm young.
Yeah, you are young.
Big people,
No, honey. If you have a 3 in your age, if you have a 4 in your age, you're young. Thank you.
Well, my grace say otherwise.
Listen, they have a nice dark brown pomade for that, yes. And it'll keep your edges relatively down. Thank you very much.
I can't. No, I can actually.
You can.
Thank you. Genuinely. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I
I'm
enjoyed
blessed
it.
for this.
Thank you.
Whatever your style, classic, trendy, sophisticated, bold, one thing we all share is our desire to indulge. Velvety and perfectly balanced with just the right amount of spirit. Worthy Park Rum Cream is your perfect pleasure. So whatever your style, indulge in the new Worthy Park Rum Cream. Smooth Jamaican elegance. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Hey you! Gentle reminder, like, subscribe, and share.